breaking news to get to you now. There is a pursuit happening. This is in South Pasadena. You can see at Forest Grove Street and Cedar Avenue. You see that red vehicle on the center of your screen as SkyCal is following it right now on streets. You can see it just blew through a stop sign. So it looks like this has been a pretty aggressive pursuit so far. It looks like it is now going through another stop sign as it makes a turn. Luckily, not a lot of traffic on the roads right now, but of course, as the morning progresses, we could see more and more traffic start filtering out as people are starting to make their way to their Thanksgiving plans. Now, what we've learned is that this was a possible restraining order violation is how this started. A woman did call 911 reporting that violation, and then apparently the suspect, from what we're hearing, then took off, now making a somewhat of a stop at that stop sign, now going through on these side streets. We want to get over to Mark Liu at the desk, who has been following this pursuit. It looks like it started around 6:40 this morning, Mark.
Yeah, that's right. So we are talking to South Pasadena Police. They're the agency that was originally called to this restraining order violation call that happened on a street called Raymondale at about 6:40 this morning. South Pasadena Police dispatchers got a call from someone at that home saying that there was a person knocking at their front door that was trying to break in, and that this person had a restraining order violation against the person at the door. So it seems to be that the person in the home here had some kind of relationship with the person that was knocking at the door, ostensibly trying to get in. So South Pasadena Police arrived as that person was departing. They described it as a man in his 40s, got into a Toyota Prius and took off. Well, there was a South Pasadena police officer that actually spotted that Prius and went into pursuit. And now, as you can see with SkyCal, they were able to get over that. Pursuit is unclear. I believe that's the same Prius. They may have done a U-turn right there on this street here, Montecito and Tyler Avenue. So that person that's behind the wheel of this Prius did not actually make it into that home, but police are calling this a restraining order violation because that driver there was not supposed to be that close to that home. We're not sure what the relationship is. That driver there was not supposed to be that close to that home. We're not sure what the relationship is between those two people, but either way, South Pasadena want to take this driver into custody. This person has been driving pretty recklessly, going through stop signs, disobeying traffic. And now we're quite far from where this pursuit started in the South Pasadena area. We're now over in the South El Monte area. Doesn't appear to be any lights and sirens behind this vehicle anymore, but South Pasadena Police are still in the area. And of course, there is an air unit overhead. There are actually multiple air units overhead besides just SkyCal. South Pasadena PD, they have an airship, as well as LA County Sheriffs. They were overhead for a short time. But you can see now this is sort of a tracking mode style pursuit. We've seen this before where the lights and sirens back off a little bit, and it's only followed by the air commander, who is going to continue to give intelligence as to where this driver is going to the units on the ground. The idea here is hopefully that this driver may slow down and pull over, believing that there's no lights and sirens behind them anymore. That's when police will go in and take that driver into custody. But it's unclear if that driver is going to be doing that anytime soon, as they seem pretty intent on driving and disobeying traffic laws, putting other drivers at risk on the road this morning.
And Mark, I just want to clarify with you, because a lot of times we see this as a stolen vehicle, but this wasn't that situation. This was someone showed up at someone's house. That person then called 911 and he got back, it sounds like, in his own vehicle.
Yeah, that's right. So the person who reported this original restraining order violation this morning said that this man got out of a Prius, knocked on her door, and then when she didn't answer, called 911. That man got back into the Prius and drove away. So there's no real information about this being a stolen vehicle, but police say that they are now talking more to this woman that called 911. They are describing this as possibly also an attempt to enter the home. So they're also looking at this as a code called 459, which is also burglary. So yeah, this could be, this is essentially a restraining order violation, possible burglary. We believe the police believe there's only the driver in that Prius now at this time.
Except
there's nobody
we
else.
just saw him now texting, it looks like somebody on his phone.
Yeah, it did look like that. SkyCal did that zoom in there, and you could see that this guy was certainly on his phone there. Unclear who he is trying to communicate. He's not communicating with police as far as we know. And again, there's no lights and sirens behind this driver right now. So he may actually be starting to calm down off of that adrenaline rush, clearly, that drivers get when they're involved in high-speed pursuits. This could be a good thing for police, as perhaps this person will get out of the vehicle, abandon the vehicle, and that's, of course, a much safer way to take that driver into custody.
And sometimes it's when you're talking to a loved one is what gets them, like you said, to stop. But, you know, watching this person drive erratic, driving very fast through these neighborhoods, these residential areas, then
he's
doing
now
a lot of
looking up at
U-turns.
SkyCal.
So yeah,
So he
he
is
knows.
paying attention. But the interesting part about this particular intersection is that he went
He's
through it
texting and
before.
driving.
He is, but he went through this intersection before where he did not stop,
Right.
and he made the turn from that same lane. Now he did stop, so that would indicate, as Mark's talking about, that he potentially calmed down a little bit. But now giving that look to SkyCal to see it above him, he may know that there are other people watching.
Right.
Yeah, also, there is a small armada of helicopters above this chase right now. He's got his window down. There is no way he couldn't hear the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 helicopters above above him right now. So there's definitely some knowledge. He knows he's still being followed by certainly a law enforcement airship. The law enforcement airship is a good distance lower than the media airships that are overhead. That's always for safety reasons. SkyCal and other media airships, we fly at a much higher altitude. Pasadena Police right now at about 500 feet. SkyCal's at about 1,300 feet. So there is a law enforcement helicopter that's much lower, and that's going to probably be the one that this driver is going to spot as they're staying very close behind this driver. But yeah, there's a lot of noise from the helicopters overhead.
Yeah, it's interesting though that they're not following, closer by, patrol car because, there isn't a lot of traffic. It's a holiday week. A lot of people are off, but hey, at the same time, if this man is driving very erratic at high speeds, that could be very dangerous. But, thankfully, hopefully, people are indoors. But watching him drive in and out of lanes, swerving, he obviously is texting and driving, not paying attention. We know what that could lead up to. His speeds, not too fast, but hey, it's definitely going a little bit faster than he should. And this is a situation that you want to end as soon as possible.
Well, and you see him continue to just kind of blow through some of these intersections.
Right, yeah.
He now just put the window up. It appears the phone is still in his hand, as the hand is also on the steering wheel. So he does appear to be using his phone in some way, whether it's texting or calling someone. He might be putting it on speakerphone. Who knows?
Another U-turn.
Another U-turn. He's made several U-turns.
Is he stopping?
Parking. Oh, he may be parking.
Try to make a run for it, possibly.
Let's see. He has stopped. He is getting out of the vehicle. He's got something in his hand. That's often not what police want to see because you don't know. It looks like it's a bag, but you don't know what's inside that bag. A lot of times, too, Mark, we've talked about how these individuals end up going to places they know.
What is this building?
It looks
Do you know?
like it's maybe an apartment complex or some type of business.
Yeah,
Looks
there's
like there's
something
all these cops right
outside.
here.
This appears to
Police
be
officers
some
right
kind
there.
of a facility. Not sure. This is
Monte.
This might be.
Oh, the Civic Center. So he's right by the police department.
Yeah, this is. I believe this is a government center right here.
'cause there's a-
Maybe
This is
he's
at
turning
Valley and
himself in?
Meeker.
Yeah.
So I was just listening to some radio traffic as I plug this into the.
Yeah, it looks like he's turned himself in because you could see right there all those police officer vehicles.
Yeah,
police
there they go,
police are
yeah.
showing up on the scene right now.
Yeah, this was the outcome that I think that South Pasadena was hoping for. They wanted to get this driver out of the vehicle. The danger level ratchets down by a huge amount when the driver is no longer behind the wheel. So those police officers now are going to approach and try to take that person into custody as he is on foot here in this facility.
You don't usually get them turning themselves in to the police department, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is the police department. This right here, it's on East Valley Boulevard. So there's going to be a lot of police officers in that building as well as the ones that are just coming up through the front door.
Well, hey, a good ending because that could have been very bad, especially with the holidays here. And this is thankfully and hopefully the end of a pursuit. And he turned himself in, and hopefully cops are making sure that this car is blocked off and that he doesn't get back in it.
Yeah, we can't really see what's happening now inside the building. You did see the police officers start moving a little faster once they got up those stairs. So not sure if they could see the suspect there as they went in to the building area. You can see more police officers starting to show up now, parking behind the suspect's vehicle. This had been going on since about 6:40, so it was about a 40-minute pursuit in total. Again, we're not quite sure what's happening inside that building. It does appear that the person parked and that they were potentially going inside to maybe turn themselves in. Now we see an officer standing there. Don't know if they're talking to the suspect or if they have gotten that person detained or if the person went into the building. The only thing that was concerning to me is that when he got out of the car, he did have a bag in his hand.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know if they have a weapon or there's something else that they're carrying inside.
So this is actually, I believe, the El Monte Police Department here. And of course, the agency that was chasing this driver was the South Pasadena Police Department. So I don't believe I heard any involvement by the El Monte Police Department that they were involved in this pursuit at all. I do know that the LA County Sheriff's from their Temple station, which handles the San Gabriel Valley. They were informed of this pursuit. It's unclear if El Monte was involved or was even aware of this pursuit. So now there's going to be this exchange of information, obviously very quickly, between South Pasadena officers and El Monte officers about the fact that this man was wanted. I expect that this person will be taken into custody shortly, or if they already have, because the stance of these police officers out here does not indicate that there is some kind of a dangerous situation happening inside, like a standoff. So I have not heard any radio traffic yet on the South Pasadena radio channel. So that's a little strange that they would have not said code 4 yet, but I am listening for this, and I'm also switching over to El Monte to see if they're saying anything as well.
Well, they're definitely having an intense conversation. You can see some of the hand movements there from the one officer trying to maybe explain what had taken place. The officers you see talking right now are the ones who first showed up on the scene going the opposite direction, that have parked their car in front of the suspect's vehicle. These other two, the man on the left is somebody who showed up shortly after from behind the suspect's vehicle. So they are exchanging some type of information
and if they had access to the police department, it's likely maybe they have them in custody at the police department, keep them in there until they figure out what they're going to do. But hey, I mean, the fact that this person turned himself in, hopefully in custody, we'll find out soon. But he's at the right place for it to happen.
Yeah, that's true.